Hi, Mayor and City Council. First, I want to speak on what majority of us have been talking about, and that's the homelessness. Everybody comments that it's because of drug or mental health issues. That's not always the case. I was paying rent in the house that I was living in, and I was illegally evicted. I sought help through my city. There's nothing available for anybody that has no income. I was paying my rent. My rent was accepted, and I was still evicted illegally on the streets. And as far as being harassed by multiple businesses and being told by the cops every other 2 hours, got to move. They just need to take everyone's situation into consideration, that everyone's not the same. And we need to get a shelter out here. There's so much homelessness, it is beyond speakable words. Everybody's not the same, and I just want to see something done about it. Thank you.
Carolyn Payne, followed by Vicki Proctor.
Good evening. I didn't write nothing. I'm just going to say it out. I'm here on behalf of my community, my fellow brothers and sisters. We do a ministry called Extended Hands Ministry every Thursday, when we go out and feed the homeless people, give them clothes, love on them, pray for them. Here in Antioch, I'm tired of hearing about other cities having day shelters and all the systems and things working over in Concord and Walnut Creek and San Francisco. Nothing's being done here in Antioch. And it breaks my heart to see these people out here laying in the streets. The police, they'll see them and let them stay there for a while, and then they'll come along, and then they'll make a move. When you're driving on the road, on the freeway, you see people all on the side of the road with tents and all kind of stuff, sleeping wherever they can. So I'm asking the higher-ups here that support our city, and you, our mayor, would y'all please build a shelter? Build shelters, build transitional housing, do something. We got a lot of land here, places that's empty, and nothing is being done about it. Help us. I'm asking for y'all to help us. We had a program, had an event going on last year in July, and we had asked for you to come, and you didn't even show up. Our bishop is the one that spoke to the people and prayed for the people and had them ask the Lord to come into their life. We looked for you to come, and you wasn't even there. Mayor, what happened? Why are you not helping us? We need help. That's all.
A little shy, but I need to speak. I can't hold it in no more. So there's no program. I'm homeless. I'm clean and sober. I
Ken Rickner, followed by Ashley Mahan.
Good evening, Mayor Wright and City Council. Yeah, I was on my way to Bible study, but I seen a video yesterday that kind of triggered my thoughts. On the way here, I was reminded that Jesus, a lot of us here are faith-based people, but we know that the Jesus that we serve was homeless. And I was reminded that he said to help the poor, and he said to love the unlovable, and what we do for the least of these, you do for me. That's what Jesus said. And it says, it was awesome to be invited to the City Council. The prayer breakfast the other day, it was awesome to be there and to hear the prayers going up to the Lord, all of our petitions, the stuff that we want to see for our city, and the protection that we need from the Lord. And but I didn't hear any prayers for the homeless this year. the population that seems to be growing due to illegal people coming in our country and the cost of living going up. And I heard in the video the other day, we can't label. It's dangerous to label all homeless people as drug addicts. Come on. And they say that they all have mental issues, hopelessness is in the garbage. Jesus said, "The poor we will always have, to love the unlovable, that nothing is impossible for God." To work this out, God has a way. We can do it with His help. We don't need to fix all of California. We need to think about Antioch right here. We can't push this under the rug or turn our backs on the drug problem, hoping that they will kill themselves. Because I think that's what a lot of people want to just give them all the drugs they want, put them over there, and they'll kill themselves. Kick them around, move them around, and that's enough to cause the sane to become mental. It would cause me to become mental. I am not happy about what I see, but people need a place to live, a parking place if they're in a car, a lot, a toilet, and trash. I've always been about toilets and trash. We can put dumpsters out there for people to put their stuff. We can do preventive things rather than spend money to clean up after everybody. We pick up trash. Lots of people. We picked up trash when we closed that thing down you're talking about. I picked up personally like 12 dumpsters full, and I believe that bill was $30,000, not $80,000. Amen. And I understand that there's a huge. I can sympathize with all those people because I went down there dark time when it was during the daylight it was kind of peaceful, but at nighttime it got really dark down there, and I feel it in my spirit, and it was crazy. Anyway, we can help, we can make a difference, but we can't push this under the rug. And bringing a pot club to our city is not going to help the drug problem.
Thank you. Ashley Mahan, followed by Ali Shirani.
Mayor, City Council, thank you for allowing me to speak. I brought my daughter here to show her, and I'm not going to get emotional, but I brought her here to show her what a leader is, and that's her mom. Mayor, I saw your video. I'm disgusted. Your level of ignorance shows your privilege. The citizens of Antioch will not stand for this. We are better than this. We are together. We are united. We are strong. Our homeless brothers and sisters are citizens also. They are not jokes. This is not showtime at the Apollo. Mayor, you need an education on the faces of homelessness in your community. And I offer you the ability to learn about the people in your city that you represent. We are human. It is not appropriate to cite a Netflix documentary about what's going on in Seattle, as every community has a unique homeless population, and Antioch is no exception. We do not expect you to solve the homeless crisis in California, as you're not the governor. We expect you to hear us, to allow the nonprofits in your community to teach you about the unique population that we have, and so we can come to conclusions. And that's all I have to say.
Thank you. Followed by Dan Adderhoff. Adderhoff?
Hey, good evening, Mayor. Kenny Strong. I'm here for the homeless. I was hoping the city of Antioch could do a little bit more to help them out. Maybe the police could carry maybe a 24 pack of cold water for them. Summertime's coming up. It's only $4. I'm sure the city of Antioch can handle $4. couple of the Antioch police are kind of hard on this guy Monty on A Street. He's a crippled guy in a wheelchair, and it's just not good. They need to give him a little more compassion. They pushed him out in the rain one day. They wouldn't let him stay at the old abandoned grocery outlet, and they threw a wet towel on him, and it was pouring down rain when I was going to meet Ashley. Just not good. They need to have a little more compassion. But I think if you guys could buy some snacks and some water and help these people out, I help them out all the time. I have a little time here. I have a 42-second video of the lady I last helped. I'd like you to look at it. Would you look at it?
This is time for public comment, not for
Okay.
presentation.
Okay. All right. Yeah, no problem. Anyway, that's all I have to say. The shopping center's over there by America's Tire looking really bad, too. Smashed up windows, homeless people. Maybe the police, this summertime coming up, please get some water for them and some food so they don't just starve. I fed this lady the other day. She hadn't eaten in 2 days. And I gave her some cinnamon rolls, some bottled water. I went into that 99-cent store and bought her some clothes she was going to go steal. You know, there's a lot of people out there really hurting. Just looking a little more compassion, okay? Thank you.
Dan Adderholt, followed by Nicole Gardner.
City Council members, my name is Dan Adderholt. I'm the leader of the American River Homeless Crew and also executive board member for the City Council of the City of Natomas and the head of the Homeless Committee of Natomas. I'm here today because I have a homeless crew formed here in Antioch. We have proved in Sacramento that the homeless do care and love for their community. We have cleaned, I have over 1,200 homeless people in my crew that don't get paid or promised anything. We cleaned, that came out of my own pocket with the help of next door neighbors. We cleaned the state of American River. We took 198 tons of trash off the American River by ourselves, cleaning 7 days a week, okay? Now we're doing the same thing here in the community. I watched your video, sir. I'm pretty appalled by what you said. No offense, I know you're just going by what you're being told on paper, but it's time to see with your own eyes. I invite you guys to come out and meet the homeless in Antioch and see what the homeless are like. Get for your own perspective what the homeless are like, because the homeless people here in Antioch are wonderful people. I have to tell you that just like Sacramento, Fresno, I have been everywhere over here, and Miss Orchuk, I look forward for us all working together, keeping our city clean here in Antioch. The homeless people are helping me keep their city clean. I provide the tools and supplies for doing so with my crew, and they're keeping Antioch clean. I don't know if you've been paying attention, sir, but the homeless people are the ones saving your city. They're the ones cleaning up their city when nobody else will. So, no due respects. I know it is being a second board member. You're just trying to go by what you're being told on paper and everything, sir. But Mr. Wright, you're misinformed, buddy. You need to come meet the homeless, bud, and I will happily introduce you to the homeless with you. You can bring your charade of police with you or whatever you want. I want you guys to come meet the homeless, then judge, okay? Before you judge people, get to know the people first. Because the City of Antioch homeless are great people, and they deserve shelters for one. And you, sir, I heard, have not built one shelter. We have 8 shelters per district in Sacramento. You have none, and we have 100-bed shelters. Why haven't you built any shelters, sir? I'm not asking you to help the homeless of Antioch, but the homeless have proved that they love to care for the community, so you should, sir, at least build a 100-bed shelter, at least per area of Antioch, at least. Thank you.
Nicole Gardner, followed by Richard Senselak.
Hi, thank you for allowing me to speak. I'm a little nervous, but I'm kind of upset too, so hopefully I can get through this. Hi, my name is Nicole Gardner, and I had a nonprofit here in Antioch called Facing Homelessness. Over the past 2 years, I've asked our brothers and sisters out there on our streets, what has the city done to help you in any way? And the answer has always been nothing. Every week, me, along with many other advocates, go out and spend our money and time to help provide and assist the homeless in the city. Sometimes spending our last just to make sure that we can make them beans and rice to provide a short period of time where they don't have to worry about trying to find a meal or starvation. It really gets bad during the cold season, and I constantly prayed that our mayor, our city council members, and the county would build a shelter or a care center or some type of facility that would get our brothers and sisters out of the cold and out of the rain and out of the freezing cold. The only hope that I had The only hope I know that I had was that our elected officials would finally do something about our homeless problem and use the funding that they get from the government to do the right thing. It is extremely frustrating and upsetting to know that our mayor, our leader of our city, doesn't even acknowledge that there is a homeless problem and that there are people who really want to get out of their situation and only need a helping hand to be able to do that. So, Mr. Wright, I just want to let you know that you are wrong and that you are wrong and that your comments that you made about there not being a homeless crisis lets me know that you have not been in touch with any of the agencies that we have, such as the CARE programs, CORE, or Shelter Inc., who on a regular basis deal with people and families that are homeless and on the verge of being homeless because of domestic violence, eviction notices, not making enough money to cover bills and rent, dealing with our rental crisis, and even acknowledging the many homeless children that we have here in the city. I truly do not believe that you have the compassion or the strength to deal with the city and battle our homeless problem, especially since you seem to think that criminalizing homelessness and mental illness is a solution. The blatant lie that you chose to tell about there being 90 beds that the city put up for the homeless during the 6th Street cleanup proves to me that you only mention homelessness in your campaign and fundraisers only if you lie about what Antioch has done to battle the problem. Your whole time in office, you have done nothing, absolutely nothing, nor does it look like you care to do anything. Asking the state for an emergency, yes, an emergency funding for a homeless crisis means that you should acknowledge it's an emergency and something needs to be done now. Not building a care center that takes 2 years while the weather continues to get colder and hotter and our people are on the streets. We need a leader that is we need a leader that is going to treat this like an emergency and do something now. And I'm just letting you know that this is only the beginning. This is only the beginning. It's going to get worse.
Morales, followed by Eric Viscara.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. It's my first time at a meeting, but I wanted to come on behalf of the homeless. I am one of the homeless. I've been homeless out here for about 17 years off and on. And yeah, it's partially because of my ex-drug use, but it's partially because there's no help out there for us drug addicts to be able to get help to get off the streets. You know, and there's no shelters out here. I brought it up many times to the officers out there. There's no shelters. There's no help for us out here. Concord has a shelter. Richmond has a shelter. Sacramento's building shelters right now for their homeless. You were pumped millions of dollars into this community for the homeless to build shelters. It's officially 4 shelters. Where's our shelters? That's all I want to know. I'm still homeless to the day. I'm off the drugs, but I'm still homeless. And I need the help. I'm asking for help. I'm crying out for help. I go to God, yes, but He's only spiritual, and He has helped me grow spiritually. You're here. Your video sickened me. You sickened me by your look on your face that I'm watching while these people speak. And I'm going to speak boldly because I can, and this is my time. And I am a citizen of this community. I am from Pittsburgh, but I am a community of Antioch. I am gladly from Antioch. You know, and you sicken me. You haven't done nothing for the homeless out here, but all you do is complain about it. Instead of complaining, find a solution. Be the solution. Don't be the freaking problem. You know, and you are the problem by not helping your community that you say you want to help. Instead, you're worried about California, worry about Antioch. This is Antioch. You're the mayor of Antioch, not the governor of California. You're not the governor. You're the mayor of Antioch. Thank you for your time.
Eric Viscara.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm here speaking on behalf of the homeless. I was homeless myself for 3 years out here. During that entire time, I did work. Lost my residency due to the passing of my mother at the time. I have since then gotten off the streets. It is proof that people out here can't get off the streets. Not everybody out here uses drugs. The ones that do, that's their own business. They need to. There's no places for these people to go to. During the entire 3 years I was out here, I was pushed from camp to camp because we were living in tents. But at that point, we didn't have a choice. But there's no services in this city whatsoever. The only homeless shelter you had is now closed off to the public. Nobody can go there. There's no place for anybody to go up and shower, clean. on a daily basis. Something needs to be done quickly because people are getting sick out there with the weather. They're getting sick because of other diseases that they're contracting because they're not being able to get medical attention. Some shelters need to be built, beds need to be put up, something needs to be done, and you and your council need to do it very quickly. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other public comments? Followed by Carlos Morales.
Good evening, Mayor, members of the board. I'd like to pass this on. I am the president of Extended Hands Ministry. We go out every Thursday and feed the homeless people in Antioch. I happened to see a video that you placed on YouTube or Facebook, and you made a comment about the homeless people being drug addicts and having mental illness. That's not always true. And I can tell you that you personally need to go out around the circuit and speak to these homeless people in person because they all have a story. They all have something like the traumatic that may have happened in their lives. Like the young lady just said, she got illegally evicted. I know of a family that husband and the wife had a job, they got children. The husband lost his job, the wife had the job, but she couldn't support both incomes, and they had two incomes coming in, they could support but one. But they got evicted from their house with their child, and they're living in the car. Some of us, like myself for instance, I have been homeless, and I was a drug addict. But I did come together with myself and try to do something better for myself. But people have stories. They have life traumas that happen to them, and they get lost and slip through the cracks, and they don't know how to get back. And the Bible says that we should help our homeless and our needy people. They are needy. There are solutions to be done. You need to seek the Lord and find out what they are. There are so many desolate buildings here in this city. Kmart, Food Co., CVS right now. They're in communities, grant you, that have businesses. But there's a way that you can run these shelters and these transitional homes that homeless will be hanging out on the streets. If you give them services, you give them skills, teach them how to be responsible in the community again, they can do it. But you got to have some help. And somebody has to take first step, and that needs to be you. I mean, you fundraising, whoever you're fundraising for, you're going to open up a pot dispensary, but where's the money to help the homeless people get off the streets? I'm done.
As far as my mayor's comments, I'm going to go ahead and address some of the comments today. First out, I'm going to start by apologizing for insensitive comments that I've made, and I'll apologize for blanket statements. To be honest, I'm aware that we're all different, and that everyone is different. So as you see some of those things, sometimes you see comments being made, and you think, well, that's where he stands. That's not where I stand. I understand that there's tons of different faces of homelessness, and so the things that you saw and the one comment that you saw, I apologize that looks like it and it sounds like a blanket statement, but I'm aware that there's more. And the last thing I'll say is that I'm happy to take you up on coming downtown and having you introduce me around. So please reach out to me via email, and I'm happy to do that. There's an ad hoc committee that's working on it, as an ad hoc committee goes, there's only 2 members of council that work on an ad hoc committee to avoid the Brown Act. And so Councilmember Thorpe and Mayor Pro Tem Mott are doing a great job, and they'll be continuing that, but I'm happy to engage with you one-on-one on my own. So as far as those go, can't have dialogue, but after the meeting, happy to talk. And then I would just like to... Yep. You got to do things differently down here.
That's like, usually have public comments before that. That's okay. Sorry, I'm still newly elected. I just got elected in last month for the city board in Natomas. Well, I'd like to address, I had the privilege of talking to her before the meeting. I want to thank her highly about you, and that's why I can't address you really quick, let you know who I was, by Michael Dupre. And you, Mayor, I have to say I'm happy with what I saw tonight. At first, when your video, it did make you sound really against the homeless. You have to say this, really did. It kind of irritated fellow people like that guy right here. He's like, murdered me, Carlos. He just responded back to your video. But I'm happy that you're willing to come meet the homeless. I really hope we all can work together cleaning up the city and making it clean for everybody, because my homeless crews are cleaning up around Antioch. I have over 1,200 homeless crew members in Sacramento alone. You can talk to Steinberg and Jeff Harris in Sacramento. They'll tell you. They've been back with me since day one for 3 years. We're the one, my homeless crew cleaned and saved the American River when Park Rangers and then the City Park Recreation had no money to save it. And just about 7-block radius, we took 198 tons of trash out just in 7 blocks off the American River, and we did the whole American River. We did 13 miles. It took us almost 2.5 years, and we did it cleaning 7 days a week. And that's how dedicated the homeless are, and they weren't paid or promised anything. They did it because they love their community. And you got them here in Antioch. I'm from here. I grew up here. Pastor Tom right here and me fed the homeless Golden Hills Church for over 28 years. I've been there with them for a long, long time, and we had our runs with the homeless, helping the homeless in our community. And Thorpe, more power to you, brother. I've heard all about you too, surprisingly. And Montz, I haven't heard much about you, but I'm really pleased what I heard tonight. I think you really have a good heart. You really want to help the homeless, and I really hope you all work together. And I got my card right here. It shows who I am, my address, everything, where you guys can contact me. I live in Sacramento, but I'm all over California helping the homeless, and I got homeless crews all over California, proving that the homeless do love and care for the community. Mayor, I hope me and you could sit and talk and work out something here, and I'm hoping that maybe you could get a shelter as well here in Antioch, because they really need one bad out here. There's nothing for them out here. I'd like to hand you guys my cards really quick before I go. There's a bunch right there. Feel free to contact me. Thorpe, I'd like to be on your council board, bud, for the homeless. I'm considered the expert when it comes to the homeless, and I'm sure Michael Dupre told you about me. I've been working with the homeless for over 30 years, and I can introduce you to the homeless community you guys never even known, because so there's drugs and alcohol in everything, every walk of life, you guys, but 98% of the homeless out here in Antioch are good people. You guys are just seeing what's come on paper about the drug addicts and the bad side. I want to show you guys the good side. And you guys are going to be really happy to see this, brother. I'll say that to you. You get 78% of the homeless here in Antioch are veterans, by the way. I hope you guys know that. Have a good night.
So I am a little tired. I was about to go to bed, but then I said, let me look at this city council meeting that we had yesterday. And I did notice, if you can see, I'm posting the video and of the meeting yesterday. And once again, I'm extremely proud of everyone who stood up for homelessness and had something to say. Oh, excuse me, my nose has been stuffed. This was stuffy yesterday when I made the other video too. That's why I was sniffling all through it. But back on topic. Where was I? Yeah, I'm extremely proud of everyone who showed up and addressed our homeless issue, and just were there to advocate for the homeless people, our homeless people on the streets, our community, our homeless community. And I did notice that at the end of the video, or at the end of the meeting, we had already walked out. A bunch of us, or most of us that were there, walked out right after all the public comments. So I believe Dan and maybe a couple other people were that stayed there. And he did let, excuse me, Dan did call me and let me know that the mayor, did say at the end that, he apologized and all this and that, and, said he wanted to go out and meet the homeless people. And Dan, he was really excited. And I actually even talked to Dan again today about it. And, after just watching this video, I'm just like, Dan, dude, I'm like, you're cool as I don't know what. I really love what you're doing and all that you're doing. But we have to agree to disagree on this one, because, the dude literally said 4 or 5 sentences, and then all of a sudden everything that he's done is okay. And it wasn't even like it was I mean, he knew that this was coming, right? So he knew he had to have a response, and it wasn't even really a good response. To me, honestly, this is how I feel. So honestly feel that you should not have to go out and go visit and see the homeless on the streets to have compassion for the homeless that are on the streets, right? You do not have to do that to have compassion for people in general. Like, I don't care if they're drug addicts. I don't care if they have mental illness. We don't even let the killers and murderers and child rapists um, leave them on the streets to be in the freezing cold. I mean, he knows that it's freezing cold outside, right? When it gets really cold and it's raining, or if it's really, really hot, because we're miserable going in and out of our our car with our AC or our heaters on, right? Or our houses with our AC and heater. So we know when it's very uncomfortable. And I just don't think that, I don't care if they have mental illness or not, or have drug addictions or drug problems or alcohol problems. Nobody deserves to be on the street. We should get a shelter. I mean, like I said, I don't care what anyone has done. Nobody deserves to be starving, and nobody deserves to be freezing cold and in the rain and without shelter. That's just basic human rights. And it kind of makes it seem like, oh, well, if he goes out and sees people, then maybe he'll have more compassion. No, he should already have compassion. Everybody should have compassion to not want the next human being, especially your community, the people that are in your city. You should not want to see any of them on the streets, no matter what struggles they are going through. So that's what kind of makes me think that this is all BS. It'd be great if he does go out and meet the people, but like I said, I'm really not falling for it. I really just think that it's just, like I said, irresponsible of him, and he's just lacks compassion. Um, and so yeah, some of you advocates may disagree with me. And yeah, I think he may be a really nice guy. I really just don't think that he is good at his job. Unfortunately, he's not good enough to, I don't trust him to be able to because you go out and meet a few people and they tell you, like he said, he already knows that everybody has a story and not everybody is, I guess now he's saying he knows not everybody have drug and mental illness problems, but so he knows this, right? So, why should it have to take him going out to see other people or meet people in order to help our brothers and sisters? Like, these are God's people, right? So, yeah, that just kind of makes me just think that, I'm not really falling for it. But if he does go out there, okay. I hope that he can change his mind about how he feels about homeless people. But I just want to, kind of announce, I'm just saying this, or actually really making this video to just address the fact that, you shouldn't have to meet somebody to have common sense and know, look, there's people outside, human beings, right? Outside that are in the cold, and I am the leader of this city, and I will not stand for it, and I will not allow our people, our homeless community, or any other community of people to be out on the streets. That's just common sense right there. So, good luck with everything, Dan, and even the mayor. I hope, like I said, I hope he goes out and gets to get a better idea of the different types of people that are on the streets. But yeah, I still think, we need something. We need something better. All right, I'm going on and on and on. It's like 6 minutes and 30 seconds in. I'm very tired, but I just saw, like I said, the end of this city council meeting video of the mayor speaking at the end. And like I said, I wasn't there. We had all left. So I just kind of wanted to respond to that. But anyway, have a good night. I hope, all is well. Everybody have a good night. Time for me to go to bed. Good night. Bye.